our consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai in the studio with us, trying to make sense of what lies ahead of this new alliance India. Well, one of the issues, Rajdeep, would be that tomorrow would be the litmus test, monsoon session. Will they be able to come together in unity, where the monsoon session and the 21 bills, one of them most important, the ordinance bill. But do you see India filling the fault lines before it actually moves ahead? Elephant in the room, who's going to be the leader of the pack? Number two, regional differences, state by state.
Look, this is work in progress, and what you saw in Bengaluru is incremental. Finding a name, frankly, Preeti, was the easiest thing to do. The challenges will be some of the questions you mentioned. Who will be captain of Team India? When I asked this to Sitaram Yechuri a short while ago, he said, recall, you asked me the same question in 2004. We chose our captain after the election. I said, at that time, your alliance itself was post-poll. Now you're talking about pre-poll alliance. That was a post-poll understanding. So there's the question of the captain. Then there are state-wise issues. How do you reconcile local state conflicts with your national ambitions? Mr. Yechuri and Mamta Banerjee were in the same room barely days after their two units in Bengal were engaged in a bloody conflict in the Panchayat polls. It's one thing for Arvind Kejriwal and the Congress to come to some understanding in Bengaluru. How will it play out in Punjab and in Delhi? In Punjab, local congressmen claim the AAP is targeting them. So I think these are really tough issues that will have to be resolved. What they've done at the moment, Preeti, is really caught the low-hanging fruit and thereby tried to create a narrative using this name India that we are all coming together. The real challenges lie ahead in framing an agenda and then importantly in finding a way to actually share seats.
Two questions, Rajdeep. Seat sharing. One thing which was made very clear by certain leaders, even in this meeting yesterday, and the likes of Arvind Kejriwal or possibly even Mamta Banerjee echoed it, is it's too late now for seat sharing. This should have happened much earlier. You're what? Less than a year away from elections. Also, the second big question. Okay, we talk about that's for later, that's the long run. The short run of it, the shortcoming will start tomorrow, monsoon session. Will the Congress in spirit sit in where even the ordinance is concerned? Will it stage a walkout? That would mean it's supporting the BJP.
No, what I gather, the Congress is going to fully support the Aam Aadmi Party on the ordinance issue. I think that's been made more than clear, and that was one of the reasons why AAP was there in Bengaluru. I think that level of understanding will take place. Seat sharing also, let's be clear, Preeti, out of the 543 seats, there are only a few states where these alliances, this opposition alliance has serious contradictions. Bengal is one, Punjab is another, possibly some would say in Uttar Pradesh, how will Samajwadi Party and the Congress and the RLD work out a deal? But they are...
Maharashtra?
Maharashtra, look, there's a Mahavikas Aghadi already in place. So, I mean, for the Mahavikas Aghadi to work out will be an understanding maybe more difficult in a Vidhan Sabha than in a Lok Sabha. So, I think the seat sharing will be troublesome in certain states. The bigger challenge is framing a narrative and agenda where people believe that this grouping actually can offer a stable, cohesive alternative to Mr. Modi. You heard Mr. Modi yesterday, right through his speech, he was basically saying this alliance is saying, Modi hatao, main kehta hu, desh badhao. How are you going to be able to challenge that? I think that is the bigger question before this alliance. And Preeti, the fact which you mentioned in one of your stories, that increasingly the Congress has become the pivot of the alliance. And when the Congress becomes the pivot of the alliance, how will all regional parties and a party like AAP deal with the Congress? That big brother attitude, will that now slowly sort of metamorphose into an element of flexibility? These are all questions that are there.
Rajdeep, one quick question before we let you go. Another thing that the Prime Minister said, paas aa sakte hain, par saath nahi aa sakte, and that is actually playing out in a lot of ways since the course of the day. I want to, for you to very briefly touch upon the curious case of Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar, along with his own party people, along with the RJD, which is Lalu and Tejashwi, inconspicuously missing where the meeting was concerned yesterday. Clearly he is miffed. He wanted to be the Sutradhar, maybe being already announced as the convener of this alliance. All of that has not been given to him.
Look, who will be the convener is just one of the many questions that confronts this alliance. And I think one of the reasons why that's happened is precisely what I just said, is the Congress has now become the pivot of the alliance. And I think Nitish also beyond a point recognizes that. But Nitish Kumar would like a greater place, a say within this coalition. I don't think Nitish has any option at the moment, given the fact that he himself was the one who initiated this move. But that's precisely where the challenge for the Congress is. Traditionally, when the Congress gets momentum, it tends to run roughshod over regional parties. This time, the Congress is going to, at best, be a first among equals. In Bihar, for example, it's party number 3. In Maharashtra today, it's party number 4. Does the Congress recognize its limitations and work within them, where they are strong, where they are in a direct fight with the BJP, in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, as we saw now in Karnataka and Himachal? Please fight and get the opposition, other opposition members to support you. But don't be conscious of, but also be conscious of the fact that in certain states, you are not as strong as you think you are. So you can't contest 400 seats anymore. The first sign of change will be if the Congress is willing to lower its expectations and say, okay, we will fight 250 seats and try and win half of them. That is the Congress's challenge. Is it willing to do that? If it is, then game on. If it's not, then I don't see what this India alliance really does.